What's good? What's good? What's good? TSB World. We back with another reaction video. Today we got the universe is God. Terrence Howard explains his theory of God. So as I told y'all when I reacted to the spiritual soul video, you know what I'm saying, a few days ago, I told y'all I'm gonna be reacting to more of these spiritual, you know what I'm saying, type of videos. And like I told y'all, that's how I came on here. You know what I'm saying, spitting the knowledge, spitting, you know what I'm saying, spiritual type of content. So yeah, man, we gonna react to this. I've seen a bunch of Terrence Howard and you know what I'm saying? The way he speaks about God and stuff like that. So let's check this out.
There's a couple ways with this, right? One of them is the actual debate, which is the theological debate you can have on faith, and that can go for hours, right? Christianity, Muslim, Jewish, Seventh-day
And
Adventist,
I put this out there before, you know what I'm saying? Anything. I am not religious. I wouldn't even call myself spiritual. I am spiritual, but I wouldn't even call I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, placed into a certain community. No. You know what I'm saying? I take knowledge and wisdom from every aspects of life in general, not just religion, in any aspect of life. You know what I'm saying?
Mormon. We can go.
I take advice from a homeless nigga just like I take advice from a millionaire. Everybody got knowledge somewhere. So it's knowledge in everything, bro. You just gotta pick, you know what I'm saying? Pick it apart.
That route. That's one side. From your experience, you've traveled all over the world. You've been all over the place. You've been around everybody. Who do you think produces the best societies and produces the best, safest results?
Well, the
Mm.
Buddhists, for the most part, because they don't really put anything into a higher being. The Buddhists are more so the interconnectedness of the universe, the entanglement and doing things based on karma, based upon, but without the idea that you want to gain something in return from it. That's more of a living way, instead of a worshiping way. A lot of our worship now has become something perfunctory, and it's transactional. If I do
By the way,
good, then I
another dude I
get.
like to watch too. I know I'm pausing a lot kind of in this beginning, but Nick Jones. I do like to watch Nick Jones a lot, and I would like to see if he reacts to this because he reacts to a lot of um God-like content and just content where, you know what I'm saying, bigger names are speaking upon, God and stuff like that. He's like reacted to some Denzel videos and I, a lot of videos, the 6'7" dude, and kind of broke down how that's because, yeah, if y'all ain't did y'all homework on Skrilla, that nigga really deep into the voodoo and all that type of stuff, which hey man, that's his business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never rep no six. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, Nick Jones is another dude that I like watching who breaks down, people like this.
Ask God to
I'm gonna see if he reacts to this. I might react to his
help me,
reaction.
and people do things in hoping they're going to get something in exchange instead of balancing and doing good just from the sake of doing good, because it's the right thing to do. That's what not rule number 9 is: make way for life. You got to take. You're going to have to take in this world, but take responsibly and give as much as you take. If you're going to eat a piece of fruit, the Buddhist way, the human living way, be appreciative that you got the flesh of the fruit, but why not go and plant the seed? Why do
Mm,
we throw the seed in the trash?
mm.
The embryo. Why do we throw the plant's embryo into the trash? Why don't, since it's sustained us, why don't we go and plant that somewhere? And maybe when our children or one of our seedlings is out there in the world and somebody uses it, they'll also place it in a good place. So it's for the karma of it. But I don't follow, any religion
Today,
anymore.
nothing.
No religion, but I pray constantly.
Who do you pray
I
to?
do
Um,
too.
How does it start?
the universe, because I believe the entire universe is
You
God.
say, Dear Heavenly Father, or what do you say?
I have a name. I have
You have a name. Got
I
it.
have a name.
But it's not Dear Heavenly Father. You have a name
No,
to
it's
pray to.
because it can't just be Heavenly Father. It can't just be just a man up there, a male figure. It has to be both a masculine and a feminine
Yeah, but I
side
would
of.
like to know, how do you start your prayer then? Because that then leads into the conversation of, well, what God are you praying to? What is the name? You know what I'm saying? What what's the name? You know what I'm saying? I hate the whole like secretive type of shit. I get it, like your you know what I'm saying, beliefs and your relationship with God, it isn't everybody else's business. I do get that, but if you hopping on a podcast and kind of discussing it, it's like, well, what's the name? What's that name? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if that's a, you know, I would never accuse nobody of worshiping something demonic or nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, come on, bro. Like, you already got it. It's already the stigma of people who are in Hollywood and, you know, the all of that type of stuff. We already know how that gets. So we need to know who you praying to. We don't, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you're going to speak on it,
Of the
be
deities in
nice to
order for
know.
there to be balance with it. But there's an energy, and the masculine has always been the
But I believe
electric.
that I believe what he's saying as well. I believe that God is the God is the universe. God has to be the universe. He created the universe. You know what I'm saying? So you are what you create, right? You know what I'm saying?
The feminine has always been the magnetic, the discharging the father. It can't just be I just a man up there, a male figure. It has to be both a masculine
I
and a
feel him.
feminine side of the deities in order for there to be balance with it. But there's an energy, and the masculine has always been the electric. The feminine has always been the magnetic, the discharging the expansive. And so when I balance with that, and I see everything is God. There's no part that's not made from the creator. It wasn't just man that was made in the likeness of God, because when you look at the
Plants,
at how everything
animals.
is born, how it's raised, how it gestates inside of the body. It still takes the same curl. It still unwinds the same way. The same thing in hemoglobin, same thing in chlorophyll, same thing in the blood of the cephalopods. Just one or two trace
See,
elements
he
is
breaking it down
changed in the
scientifically.
center of it, the nucleus. So there is nothing that's not made from the creator. And so instead of God living, where in the universe is God? Is he, near Alpha Centauri somewhere, or is he outside of the universe? No, I believe the universe collectively is God. Therefore, all of us are part of the creator. I'm as small as when I want to be small, I think about Terrence Howard. But when I want to be large, I think about Terrence Howard in the universe. And Terrence Howard disappears, and then now I'm a part of everything.
Have you ever read Conversation with God? The book?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved
Was
that.
it recent or was it?
That was 20 years ago.
Okay. Got
That
it.
was 20 years ago.
I'm just wondering, like, because you'll hear words being used and it's, the universe. I'm like, okay, so that's sometimes folks who read the book Conversation with God, they would speak the language that way. And then some people had a bad experience with a person who was a member of a church, and then there's a falling out. For me, I was an atheist 25 years. I had nothing but bad experiences. And I was like, I'm not even dealing with it. And then I met with a man whose name was Mano, and he said the most powerful thing to me. He says, if you judge God horizontally, you'll always be disappointed, because people will let you down. They will, but if you judge it vertically, that's where the relationship begins, because it's you and him. And that's the element of faith, because for somebody like you, would you consider yourself a very analytical guy? I think you're very analytical.
I'm analytical. I examine things, but I'm very emotional at the same time.
You wouldn't be in the business you're in if you weren't. So it's a good balance of both, right? Right brain and left brain. How do you manage faith? How do you deal with faith?
Well, like you said, with conversations with God, I believe every conversation is with God because everything is divine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
And
that.
so when I deal with people,
I feel that. And it's like sometimes, because I'll be praying, you know what I'm saying? And then you have a conversation with somebody. I don't know if any of y'all experienced this. I made a TikTok about this a while ago, but it's like I'll be praying, right? And the topic that I prayed for, if it was something I needed help with or something like that, I'll have a conversation. I've had this have conversations the next day or the next week with somebody who is giving me the same advice about the thing that I prayed for, but just from a different perspective. And I'm thinking, oh, that's God. It can't be nothing else. That's God. That's a conversation with God. I might need to read that book. I've never. Let me know in the comments if y'all read that book. If it's a good book, Conversations with God, because I'm telling it, that is real. The universe will speak back. You know what I'm saying? You speak to the universe and it will speak back. Promise you
yeah,
that. You speak to God and God will speak back.
A gentleman told me once, he said, in every person you meet, there's this little piece of God in them. That's who you talk to.
That's why you got that angel on your angel on your right shoulder, devil on your left shoulder. The devil telling you, just like we got God in us, all of us, we unfortunately have a sprinkle of the devil in us as well, right? Because that's why we have the thought of, damn, let me take that candy bar. You know what I'm saying? I should take that motherfucking candy bar. But then then that angel coming out, don't take that candy bar. You got enough at home. You ain't gotta, don't steal that candy bar. But then that left shoulder, like, hey, bro, it's talking about $5.99. I can get this for the free. I just slip it in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have a divine voice and a lower self. We have that voice in us as well. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes directs us to do wrong, right? That's why we sin. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe that. I believe we were we were all born with God within us. You know what I'm saying? It's just about accessing
And
them
then I added to that,
or
but
accessing
make sure
God.
they see it in
I
you
want to.
first. And so that's how I deal with faith. I approach everyone as if I'm talking to the creator. And I wish I'd talked to that gentleman at Disneyland. Like, okay, wait a minute, this is God right here, instead of instead of this insignificant
Well, maybe
worm
he's going to
that's
see this
stopping me.
podcast and
I'm
he's going
so
to connect you.
sorry.
He's going to be like, Terrence, I'm so sorry, because Terrence Howard is on Connect. If you got any questions, you can always connect them here. We're going to put the QR code below. But
But
you ever heard of Hafiz, the poet Hafiz?
no.
He's a Persian poet. I'm trying to find this thing because of what you said. I read this many years ago, and he said something about, man, I got to find this because I think you would love it. He says, okay, God is speaking through everything, through the wind, through the flute, through your own breath. So sometimes it kind of goes to, and if you go a little bit deeper in it, he says sometimes God speaks through you. He uses human beings as a way to communicate to
Oh
you.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
and by the way, Hafiz is like
Just said it.
Rumi. I'm sure you've heard of Rumi. If you know Rumi in Iran, many times they'll talk about Hafiz as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Terrence Howard. I'm an actor.
Man, I wish they would have. I wish they would have gone more into detail about that. But um, we have to walk away from fear. Okay, I might challenges modern religion. You know what? I might just react to this saying. Oh, okay. They talking about. Hold on. We might need to make these separate videos. Yeah, we gonna make these separate videos. I'm gonna close this one out and we gonna react to that one as well because I like conversations like this. You know what I'm saying? It piques my interest. I've as y'all can see, y'all can go back to the spiritual videos that I've made. Like I've been on a journey, to finding God and bettering my relationship with God and with myself and whatnot. So for you know what I'm saying, a couple years. So it's you know what I'm saying, it's good to, keep that reminder and keep this within the content that I'm making. But yeah, man, let me know any other types of videos y'all want to see that are like this, that are, you know what I'm saying, kind of on the more serious side, you know what I mean? But yeah, we about to react to this. We gone.